Good morning, traders. Today is July the 23rd. My name is Neville Hornsey, market analyst for YouTrading, and I'm going to be talking about the British pound versus the US dollar. Okay, starting with the heat map on the YouTrading.com website. I've got here that the yen is the weakest of all the currencies, and currently the New Zealand dollar is the strongest. If we look to the British pound, that is also one of the weakest pairs apart from the yen. And then if you look to the US dollar, that has just flipped green across the board. So that's also one of the strongest. So when we look at the chart, we're expecting to see the British pound coming down and the US dollar rising. Okay, so on the active trader platform, here you can actually see that the British pound versus US dollar is at resistance. It's at the 200 period moving average. And it's also at the bottom of this balance area. So this was support when it's trading sideways, and now we're finding resistance there. We have taken the swing, we've taken the double bottom, these two swing lows. So we took the liquidity there. And essentially we could have done a breakout retest and we could be continuing lower. And if so, the next target, I think, would be this swing high here from September 2020. However, looking at the futures, there is some orders to be found at 1.366, but a lot more orders back up at 1.4. So if we do get a dip, I'm also open to the idea that we get a dip down and then a rally higher. Obviously, for the British pound to get through this balance period and above all the moving averages, we're going to need to see the dollar index collapse. I do generally think that when you see a rising channel like this, yes, it might test up to the highs of this swing high here from the end of March, but they generally break to the opposite side. So I'm thinking that the dollar itself does break down. If it does, idea would be to come down to this FOMC candle low. So going back to the British pound, against the euro versus the pound is slightly bullish today, following on from the ECB yesterday. Also, we had good PMIs out of the Eurozone and especially France and Germany. They all beat expectations. Whereas with the pound, the UK PMIs, manufacturing, services and composite all came in under expectations. So that's proven weaker for the British pound versus US dollar. So today, I think my strategy is to assume that we're at resistance. And then you can see we've just found resistance again at a swing low. So here's a swing low. Breakdown, retest, continuation lower. I think the next target for me would be these swing lows here at 1.369. And then, like I said, there are some orders down at 1.366 on the futures. So if you go to like maybe an hourly candle, the last sort of down candle was this one. So these were the sellers that had a reversal on them. So they might want to get back down to here to find, well, see if there's any more buyers down there. So I'm thinking, yes, today the British pound versus the US dollar is weaker. I think we're going to come down, collect these orders, which are on the futures at 1.366, maybe just push a little bit lower into the top of this balance area. And then from there, we either flush through. So, you'll see like a big acceleration and this swing low taken, or we get a reversal candle around here, and then we go up to 1.4 next week. So the targets, would accelerate once we get through these swing highs here. That's how we accelerate up to this 1.4 level. And this swing higher would be the sort of take profit target. If we look to the sentiment indicator, the retail traders are more bullish than they are bearish. So I'm waiting for these guys to flip to being more bearish, and then that would be a signal that they've sort of puked their long positions, and the sort of institutions can then step in, and that's how we get back up higher. Overall, looking at the weekly, the trend is higher. We are currently finding support on the weekly 50 period moving average. Or, that whole area down there has been good support. You can see since sort of September 2020, we have had dynamic support from these moving averages. We haven't come back down to test the 200 for a while. So I'm thinking that ultimately they might have found some buyers, maybe just have a quick retest, and then that's how we get up eventually to this sort of swing high from 2018. Okay, so you have to be kind of nimble today. Look for some reversals down near 1.366, and then maybe just target, next week 1.4. If you've made any money this week, it's Friday, so try and keep hold of it. Go into the weekend feeling happy, and then I'll catch you next week.